Hello everybody, welcome to Falling Through the Ropes Extra. My name is Robert Evans and in today's episode I am interviewing Matt Fowell. Now unfortunately my camera had decided to stop working during this interview, so we apologise for any inconvenience, but please do enjoy.
Welcome to the show, Maverick
Mm,
Matt Williams, aka Matt Fowell. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Very good.
Excellent. How long have you been wrestling?
How long have I been wrestling? I'm quite a late starter, really. I started when I was 29, 33 now, so about 4 years in training, probably about two years on shows. Um, Kind of started just as like COVID, like said that we could do shows again, really.
Okay, and when did you know you wanted to be a wrestler?
I think like every kid, you go through that age, don't you, where you're obsessed with play fighting and just generally being a bit of a muppet. I first kind of discovered wrestling around about 99, 98, 99.
Hmm, not too long ago then. Let's see. Who do you see as your inspiration?
Um, for me, like the greatest professional wrestler will always be Shawn Michaels. Like, I think just the sell, the presence, just the very nature. Like, yeah, he had his demons in the earlier years, but when he came back, it was like it never took time off at all, and just took off right back to the top of his game, really. So for me, yeah, Shawn Michaels would be the absolute epitome of wrestling.
Do you have any wrestling training?
Yeah, so when I first started, I kind of had a bit of an unusual path into wrestling. I started out doing these these charity shows at PCW Preston.
Mm-hmm.
They did like 8 to 10 weeks training. Put you in a show against one of their professionals to kind of like guide you through the match. I did two of them, so really I had quite a lot of really good early experience, like because these shows were massive, like because you put it on in front of your friends and family in groups of I think 10 or 12 people, you'd be getting like 400 or 500 people there. So it's a really good, almost like baptism by fire kind of setup. Um, so yeah, I did that, and I trained at PCW in the gap between the two shows as well. After that, I went to Pinfall in Salford. I did a little bit at Manchester Academy, and then I mostly train nowadays in Chorley at the LWF.
Okay. Where'd you get named from?
But the Maverick one, it was kind of a bit weird because everyone assumes it's Top Gun,
Mm-hmm.
but it long predates that. So what it was is I think it was something like the SmackDown versus Raw, the original video game.
Yeah.
You could start choosing the announcer to say your character's name, and I was just literally flicking through them, and with my name being Matt, I was trying to work out what would sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, I stumbled on Maverick, and I was like, "Oh, that's maybe in I don't know, about early teens at this point." I was like, "Oh, that sounds cool. That sounds quite clever." I didn't even know what it meant at the time, so I kind of like went with that, and then kind of over the time, I've been like, "Oh, Maverick, plays by his own rules." That kind of that's really cool. That, and for some weird reason, it's always just stuck. So like, whenever the next video came out, I straight away it was Maverick Matt. The Williams bit is just my middle name.
Oh,
I wish there was a cool story to it, but yeah, it's just my middle name.
fair. And do you have a favorite finishing move, or have you got a finishing move yourself?
Yeah, so my move set, some weird reasons people think I'm quite a high flying guy, but I'm really not. I just do like one move from the top, which is the coast to coast. You remember Shane McMahon?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that Shane used to always do, corner to corner, big
Yeah.
missile drop kick thing. I do that because I always thought Shane was quite a really underappreciated wrestler. Yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
never going to be a technical wizard, but like the fearless things that kid did were absolutely bonkers. Like some of the dives he did, he still had great heat. He was great. He was a great character. So he had most of the parts of being a really good wrestler, just didn't really do the technical side of things. Um, Other inspirations again, like I think everybody does the super kick, but I do that because like my obviously loving Sean. Um, the other one I kind of invented, which was a bit of a tribute to the Undertaker, who was like my favorite growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So he used to do the old school,
Yeah, walking
the
the rope. Yeah.
down ring, walk along the ropes, jump off big axe handle. So I kind of took that element of it, but then added in an arm drag into like an anaconda vice. So it's a really
Mm-hmm.
cool submission move. Takes ages to get into. So in actual fight, it would not work in the slightest, but it looks cool.
Cool, cool. What else I've got? Who would you most like to wrestle?
Who out of the people have actually wrestled?
Hmm.
Um,
If you could choose any wrestler you like, living or dead, who would you most like to wrestle? Or most
all
likely
right,
to wrestle?
anybody. I, my really big wish list, obviously, would be like Sean because that'd be awesome. Yeah, I know he's retired, and which is good. Sean in his prime, I would probably learn stupid amounts from. Slightly more realistic in the British scene. I'd love to face Dean Allmark.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly same reason. I think I'm probably picking up the loss, but I'm going to learn so much just being in the ring with him because I think that guy still invents moves and adds to his repertoire now 20 years later when a lot of people could just like rest on the laurels. Completely brilliant wrestler, innovative, and also just a genuinely nice guy actually. Did a bit of training with him when I was at PCW. So I do know him and I've had him on shows before. Uh, Also, I would love to face my two original trainers, Danny Hope and Sheikh El Sham, because I think that'd be really cool. I'm quite into like long-term storytelling, and I just think it'd be cool
Mm-hmm.
to like 4 years down the line, be like, "Hey, thanks guys, you give me a good way in." Is what I learned, how I've grown, what I do now. I think that'd be quite a couple of cool matches.
Yeah, cool. Finally, who is on your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers?
Uh, it's a tough one actually. It's gonna be really weird because I know you're gonna get like, loads of like people who just go for the mainstream
Mm-hmm.
kind of WWE. So I'm gonna split mine. I'm gonna go Shawn and Taker.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go Dino and Joey Hayes.
Okay, cool, cool. Right, let's go to part two now. What inspired you to start your own promotion?
COVID. But basically, so yeah, I'd done about a year and a half of training. I'd done the two charity shows. I'd done a couple of like academy level shows. I was there thinking, oh, I want to start trying to like get my name out a bit. I want to see if I can get on other shows, even if it's just like a battle royal or a backstage thing,
Yeah.
just something, just get my face out there. And then literally, I was about to do a third charity show, and I think the week before or 2 weeks before it was, that's when COVID lockdown hit. So I was like, oh, that's not happening now. Um, so then I said we had, what was it, 14, 16 months off,
Mm-hmm.
and like that. Well, can't do anything, and my mind does not cope well with being a vegetable. Like I can't
Yeah.
just sit there and do nothing. So my mind was going into overdrive. I'm thinking, right, I need to do something to keep me occupied. Um, as it is, I actually owned a ring. I think I bought it just before or during. And my mate had a club at the time, big massive function room in it. So because he was short, I said, "Oh, do you mind if I store this here?" A couple of weeks went by, and it became a, "Do you mind if I just set this up?" So we basically built the ring in his function room. When obviously it started lifting a little bit, you could have like your bubbles. We kind of made a few mates with training, just keep moving, keep the rolls in place, keep just doing basic stuff. And then it got me thinking, like, so I had the ring, I had, I don't know, 150, 200 contacts, all through wrestling, various roles, wrestlers, people who'd worked on shows backstage, people who were involved in like the marketing side of things. And it just genuinely got me thinking, what's actually stopping me? I've got everything that I need. Yeah, there's obviously going to be pitfalls and things I've not thought of. Obviously, at this point, I'm very green. Like I've got like maybe 4 matches under my belt, so really it shouldn't have worked as well as it did, because the fact that I'm still probably now even like the least experienced guy on the actual roster. But again, that actually is an advantage because I get to learn from all the people I'm bringing in. So it's boosted my game while also giving the people of Bolton their own kind of show that they can have as an identity with. My issue with a lot of the other companies, like we do have shows like it's what do you call it? American wrestling will come through the Albert Halls in Bolton, but they'll come through like maybe once a year. So really, it's not enough for people to kind of latch onto, because by difference, we're very storyline based. Like we only do 5 shows a year at the minute, but a story could literally last an entire year.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm digressing. Getting himself there. So yeah, it was a bit of a labour of love at first, because obviously I had absolutely no money. It's not like I've like inherited tons and gone, sod it, I'm gonna make some national company. It was literally, I'm gonna just put on a show, see if anyone turns up. If they do, happy days. If not, never mind.
Yeah.
We'll move on. But
What
yeah,
can
I don't
fans
know what it is.
expect? Go on, go on.
I don't know what it is. Companies always seem to avoid Bolton.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how familiar you are with the wrestling scene here, but we've got loads of big players. Guys like Future Shock, TNT in Liverpool,
Yeah.
like loads promotions. LWF in Charlie's another good one. But obviously they have these little catchment areas, and Bolton seem to miss all of them. Like, I don't know whether they thought it'd be a bad sell or no one would be interested, but like I said, no one bothered coming here. So I thought, gap in the market. Let's see what happens.
What
So
can fans expect from a BTW show?
A bit of everything. We try not to be too niche. So we'll have we do the odd hardcore thing, but it is family friendly. It's not like deathmatch or anything. I'll leave that to the other guys, because it's not my thing. I get why people like it, but it's not for me. But we do hardcore matches. I had a last man standing match at the start of the year, which had weapons and stuff involved. But we don't just do it for the sake of it. It has to make sense. One of the things that I'm eternally grateful for, when I first started out, one of my trainers, H Shake, he is a massive wrestling psychology guy. So like his first lesson was literally, does it make sense? Does it make sense? And I think I apply that not just in matches, but like in the booking sense of it as well. Like, I don't see the point of, you've got a one-off match, so why are you smacking each other with kendo sticks and barbed wire? it has to like you have to build up to that kind of thing. We do we have a few decent we have some good high flying lucha guys on there. We have some great storytelling guys. We have monster heels. We have like big, larger than life baby faces. It's a proper classic, original kind of family show.
Cool. How long has the promotion been going?
Let me think. We started in August 2021. So it's quite a new promotion, really. Like, I think we've been going about two and a bit years.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 12 shows. We're gearing up for our 13th, which is like our biggish end of year show. We call them all Bonfire Fury because they're always like that the nearest weekend to Bonfire Night, which
Yeah.
also happens to be my birthday because I'm the daft muppet who decides to wrestle on my birthday. But yeah, we always kind of gear up to that being like that's our WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So that'll be like the one where the budget will truly goes out the window, and I do daft things because I think it's a good idea, and hope I don't live to regret it.
Who are your current champions, if you've got any at all?
Yeah, so we've got so our world champion is a guy called Bentley. He has literally been on near enough every show. It's just he's a really good organic baby face.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'd be a good one to get on an interview at some point because he's so passionate about wrestling, it's unbelievable. But he originally came in as like a mid card heel tag guy, bit of a throw together tag team that I came up with. But since then, he's kind of just become more of himself. Really got his character over. Had a fantastic like face turn. Just and like I said, long term storyline. This is over 2.5 years. You go from like mid card heel to like top baby face, and it's all on him basically. I don't know what it is. I can't even put a thing on it myself. It just something about him resonates with the crowd. They all love him. So yeah, he just won the big one on like his third attempt at winning the title. It was a really good story. So he faced the previous champion, thought he'd won it. The decision got overturned. He faced the one who he just beat again. Outside interference cost him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finally had his last minute, last chance redemption match after winning a rumble, and finally won the big one. And honestly, it was just a genuinely good, feel good moment. You could actually you could feel it in the crowd. It was brilliant. We also have a ladies champion, Helena Razor, who again she worked the first show for us, and she's been back loads of times since. I don't know what it is. There's not enough women in wrestling because when I first started, like my even now my female roster is probably about 20% of the size of my male roster. Like I said, she jumped on board when I couldn't really offer her that much.
Mm-hmm.
I was in like there's a few girls here that are happy to work here, and we'll do what we can, and we'll give you some kind of meaningful stories as we can. Again, she's just a really lovely, genuine woman who got the crowd on her side. So it made sense that she's like been our first ever female champion, and she's held it since.
Oh, cool.
And then in November, we're finally crowning our tag team champions.
Oh, nice.
So we've got a huge triple threat elimination match with 3 great teams in that, one of which will become like the first ever BTW tag champion.
Oh, excellent. Have you got any favorite type of matches?
To be honest, no. I quite like all. I think I do like some gimmick matches. Obviously they're cool. I said I had the last man standing match, which I think was probably my best match to date. It's another fantastic guy, Jack Johnson. He is he can do both, but I definitely prefer him as a heel. I think his crowd interaction, he legitimately looks smug and like you want to hit him. But outside of the ring, he's like the nicest guy. And I'm gonna probably get heat for saying that he's the nicest guy. I don't care, I'm the boss. But no, like I said, it's probably been my career rival as well. I think I've had something like 6 matches against him, and they've all been like progressively better. He's just one of these guys again, mad passion, like proper innovative. He'll just come up with random spots, and you're just like, "Yep, sure, let's do that. That sounds great." You have no idea if it's going to work out, but it sounds great. And generally, it works out great.
Are there any other promotions that interest you?
I quite like. I'm going to sound really boring here, but I like most, if not all of them. I think. I think like a lot of them have their niches. They know who they get into the shows. They know what to put on. Like, so I go to different shows knowing full well what to expect. Like, I go to things like the LWF shows knowing full well that I'm going to see my friends basically because I like most of the guys on their shows. But you see that they're a lot more of a fun organization. I think you can see that they guys having more fun. You go to some other promotions and they're trying to be like hard, the strong style stuff. I just love wrestling basically. I actually got to the point now where I think I prefer indie wrestling over mainstream stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think just the characters are more free. The guys actually care more. I think they kind of come out after the shows. You can see the difference between going to like a WWE event and taking a picture, or going to an indie event and actually like getting your arm around the guy and taking a selfie. You can see it genuinely means more to them because it's like, here I am just basically goofing around, being a mate, messing around, fighting each other. But yeah, there's something about that that's resonating with the crowd, and they genuinely love it.
Yeah. Do you have any your eyes on any up and coming wrestlers?
Say again.
Do you have your eye on any up and coming wrestlers?
I feel like I have my eye on every wrestler at the minute. But my inbox is like blowing up every time we get close to a show. Like obviously all these guys, and honestly, I hope this gets around because this is the God's honest truth. I wish I could book everybody who gets in touch with me, but I feel like my show would be about 6 hours long. I'd have to have like 2 rumbles back to back just to get everybody on, honestly. And I don't like bringing people in unless there's something in place. There's actually some kind of thing. I don't like just doing, oh, here's wrestler A versus wrestler B because they got in touch with me last week. I like them to come in and be like, so this is why you're here. This is why I want you to feud with this guy, or even if it is, like a bit of an audition kind of match.
Yeah,
it needs to have something to it that makes people want you there. I think my one gripe is when places just book anybody for the sake of it. Like, I get it, get your big name guys on your show, but like give them something. Like, why are you bringing your very expensive like American guys just to have them compete in your opening match against one of your trainees or something?
Yeah,
it needs to be a big marquee event.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you. I see where you come from there. Yeah, I know you've mentioned you've got an upcoming event, but do you want to promote your upcoming event?
Yeah, cool. So our next show is Bonfire Fury 3. We've kind of subtitled it A Nightmare on Ellesmere Road because that's what it is. Ellesmere Road in Bolton. basically, I like Halloween, so this is generally how most of our creative meetings go. I'll give my poster guy a concept, and he'll just go off and create something. And I literally just said to him, "I like Halloween. Let's do Halloween." It's basically 3 days later, so it's close enough. So yeah, Elmsmere Road Recreational Club, basically in the heart of Bolton. It's about a mile just out of the town centre. Brilliant location. They've done really well for us. We've had every show there. We've got a good reputation going with the guys who run it. As I said, it's the usual doors at 7, and I think we've got some like 6 like fantastic matches. I can't really give too much away because I've only really released one on our social media, but like I'll be in action. I'm in the middle of a massive feud myself with our general manager. I'm doing the whole Stone Cold thing by the looks of it.
Yes.
The anti-authority, and general manager keeps screwing me over, so I'm going to kick his head in. Yeah, we've got again both our titles on the line. We're going to have our new tag titles on the line. So it's half the match is for belt, half the card is for belts. World, women's, and tag all in one show. I said it's Bonfire Fury, so it's the best of the best on these ones. Yeah, it's just a genuinely good night. I mean, anyone in the Northwest, please come down. It's not an expensive show. We do literally 10 quid for adults, 5 quid for kids, and that literally it's about 3 hours of entertainment. We don't shortchange. Like, as much as I want to, I keep telling people to work faster.
Yeah,
it still ends up being about 10 o'clock by the time we get out. Well, the time we get done. One day I'll have an early night.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And where can
I
people get
definitely
from?
100% recommend checking us out. Like and follow us on Facebook. We do have an Instagram. It doesn't get as used, but because I'm old and I prefer Facebook. Yeah, all the information always goes up on there. All the matches go up on there, so check us out.
Okay, cool. So you can get all the information for the tickets now you can get on Facebook, yeah?
Yep. Bolton Town Wrestling.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. And thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Thank you very much. Take care.
You too. See you later.
Bye.